Hello everyone, this is Ashwin. Welcome to another episode of Data Structures. So in this episode we are going to have a look at the concept of trees. So let us get started. A tree is a data structure where it has got multiple nodes. So the node that doesn't have any sort of parent node is known as root node. And this is an example of a simple binary tree. So 1 is the value, 2, 3. Now these are known as leaf nodes because they do not have any children. Okay, and the parent of these leaf nodes is 1 and the children of this 1 is 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 are known as siblings. Now this was actually a very simple example. What we are going to do is now we are going to draw a bit bigger tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now here 1 is the root because it doesn't have any parents, and 5, 6, 7 and 4, these are all leaf nodes because they do not have any children. Now 2 and 3, they have a parent as well as they have children. So they are neither root node nor leaf node. They are just nodes. Now all the nodes that are at same level, they are known as siblings. So these 5, 6, 7 are also siblings. So this is how we can define a tree. Basically, this is just like a graph. The only thing is that there are no cycles in the trees. So now every tree is a graph, but every graph is not a tree. So if I draw a Venn diagram like this, so graph, okay, and here we have tree. So every tree is a graph, but every graph is not a tree. Now there are many ways we can represent the trees. We can represent the trees with matrices, or we can represent the trees with the adjacency lists. So matrices and adjacency lists. These are a few ways we can represent the trees. And so this is all about simple trees. Now there are special types of trees. The first one is known as binary tree. So binary tree is a tree. It has got at the max 2 children for every node. Okay. So number of children can be 0 or 1 or 2 for each and every node. And all the children of that binary tree, they are also binary trees. Okay. All the children or all the subtrees of that binary tree are also binary tree. So this is also a binary tree. If I say 1, this is also a legitimate binary tree because it has got no children. And if I draw something like this, this is also a binary tree. And if I draw something like this, this is also a binary tree. But if I draw something like this, then this doesn't become a binary tree. Okay. So this is just normal tree, not a binary tree. So binary means the tree that has got 2 children at the max for every node in it. Okay. So usually we can draw binary trees like these. Now this is a full binary tree because every level has got all the members. And this is just part of a tree thing. Okay, so we can just say every tree is not a binary tree, but every binary tree is definitely a tree. Binary tree. 4, 5, 6 and 7. So this is a binary tree because every node has got at the max 2 children. Now let us see how we can represent binary tree in the programming languages. So suppose if I want to write a code for a binary tree, first of all I will have to define a node. The node will have 3 parts. The first one is data, the pointer to left subtree, and pointer to right one. So a binary tree with only a single node will look like this when we write down code for it. And these will be null or none pointers. And here we will have some data. So for example, I am mentioning here 1. But it is not necessary that it should have only one value. It could have any integer, non-integer value. It could be even character. Now let us see an example of a bit more complex binary tree. And here we have a binary tree with only single child. Now we can even draw a binary tree like this. So here we don't have any child, and here. So this is how actually the tree may look like in the memory of your computer. And this doesn't also have any children. So this is also a legitimate binary tree. Now we can use binary trees for various purposes. So one of the most prominent purpose of binary tree is expression tree. So let us write it like this: expression tree. So we are familiar with mathematical expressions 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4. So this is a simple mathematical expression, and all the operators here are binary operators. They have 2 operands, and let me highlight the operands. So what I am going to do is I am going to draw a tree where the highest operator, highest priority operator is considered first. So it is multiplied by and 3 multiplied by 4. So this is the subtree that I am highlighting here. Now I have to draw this part, and that is also easy. What I am going to do is have plus, and let us connect these, and like that. So this is the expression tree for this mathematical expression. Now only for the sake of simplicity I am considering a simple expression, and we can even have complex mathematical expressions represented like this. Now you may be asking the question why I am representing the expressions with the expression trees, and there is a reason for that. Now there are various traversal techniques for trees and graphs. So I have told you that any tree is a graph, but every graph is not a tree. For graphs, we have 2 techniques for traversal of that graph. One is DFS and BFS. So DFS stands for depth first search. Depth first search. And this one is for breadth. Breadth first search. So depth first search and breadth first search. So when we apply depth first search to binary trees, then there are again 3 types. One is in order, pre-order, and post-order. And breadth first search stands for level order. So here level order is quite easy. Level order stands for plus 2 multiplied by 3 and 4. So this is the level order traversal of this entire tree. Okay, and now we can see in order, pre-order and post-order concept. So let me erase this one. So let me tell you about the concept of in-order traversal. So in the in-order traversal, what we do is that we first visit the left subtree of that tree. So here we are going to say 2, and then we visit the parent node. Then again we go to the right and we apply the same process. Okay. So here before writing the parent node, we are going to write the left subtree. And here, since it doesn't have any children, I'm going to say 3. And here I'm going to say multiplied by, and then again the right subtree. And since it doesn't have any children, I'm just directly writing it. So now we get the original expression, and it is also known as infix expression. Now similarly, we can have prefix and postfix by using pre-order and post-order. So in the pre-order, what we do is that before writing down anything, we will write down the contents of the node. Okay, and then we are going to apply the same thing to the child nodes. So here I am going to say this is pre-order. Okay, so plus then 2, and since 2 doesn't have any children, we are going to this subtree. Okay, then star, then 3 and 4. So this is the pre-order, also called as prefix expression. Similarly, in the post order, first of all, we visit the children, and then we write actually the contents of the node. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to write 2, and then since it has already got children, then I will write 3 and 4, and then I will write down this and plus. So it is postfix expression or post order. So we can recursively write all these routines, and it is very easy actually. So let me write actually recursive routines for all these 3 things. Okay, so I will write for in order of node if node left, then in order node left, and then print node. Finally, if node right in order of node in order node right. So this is how we can write the in order, and these are the recursive calls. Similarly, we can write the pre-order and post-order. So take it as an exercise, write out the code for pre-order and post-order. So this is how we can work with binary trees, and this is one of the most useful examples of working with the binary trees. Now there is another special type of binary tree known as binary search tree. It is also abbreviated as BST, BS and T. Okay, so binary search tree is a very special tree where the values of the nodes left to any node, they are smaller than the value of the particular node. So if I say 5 here, I will say 2, and here I will say 9. And this applies to every node. So I will say here 1, and I will say 3, and this is 4. And here I will say 6, 7. Okay. And here I will say 10. So this is a binary search tree. So in case I want to find 6 in this, or I want to find 4 in this, so what I will do, I will start searching from root node. So if 4 is less than the given node, then I will visit the left child. And similarly, if the 4 is less than this thing 2, then I will visit the left child, but that is not the case. It is greater than given value. That is why I'm visiting the right child. Now again, 4 is less than or greater than this thing. It is greater than the current node, and then I'm going to check in the left, and here I found 4. So I'm never going to miss anything. Okay. And even after the search, if I don't find anything, it means that the element doesn't exist in the entire tree. So you must have heard of binary search. So binary search follows the same principle, and basically it actually goes through the search process in a binary tree related path. Okay. So you can actually build a binary tree, and then you can implement the binary search in a recursive way or even in iterative way on that particular tree. So the tree that is built for the binary search or for optimizing the search of an element in a binary search pattern is known as binary search tree. And you can actually have a mirror of this tree, and still that will be a binary search tree. So it will be a mirror binary search tree, and the condition for the search is going to be reversed. Okay. So you can have a tree like 5, and let us build its mirror 9, and then 10, and here I'm going to say 6, and here I'm going to say 7. Similarly, 2, 3, and 1. So this is the mirror of this binary search tree, and we just need to reverse the search condition. So both are binary search trees, but this is actually used more prominently where the member at the left hand side is lesser and the member at the right hand side, they are greater than the members of the value of the member of the root node. Okay. So this is what we call as a binary search tree. Now we can actually draw a very, very complex Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram will look like this. So we have the great grandfather of everyone. That is a graph. Then we have tree. Then we have binary tree. And then we have binary search tree. Okay. And there is also known as something known as heap, but I'm going to cover that in some other episode. So this is all about trees, binary trees and binary search trees. And we can write a lot of programs with binary trees and binary search trees. So the data structure that we are going to use for binary tree is going to be the same as the data structure that is going to store the data for binary search trees. This is because the only insert method and searching for an element method will be different when it comes to binary trees as well as binary search trees. So in the coming episodes, we are going to see the implementation of algorithms for graphs, trees, binary trees, and binary search trees. Thanks a lot for watching this episode, and do let me know if you have any questions or queries in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot once again, and I will see you in the next episode.